Hi, my name is Brian. I am designing and building a quadcopter from scratch out of things like 3D printed parts. Anyhow, I have here a Emax Multicopter 2213 935 kV motor. I also have these things, ZTW Spider Series 20 amp HV Pro with one-shot opto. So anyhow, here's the problem. I have no idea how to control this speed controller other than throttle, which is a problem because it doesn't quite work right. So the instructions here say, power on your radio and push your throttle stick to 100%. All throttles are now set to max, and I'm going to connect the battery pack. According to the instructions, power on your radio and push your throttle stick to 100%, then connect battery to your ESC. You will hear WV from motor to confirm the endpoint after 3 seconds. Okay, first of all, the motor doesn't talk, it just beeps. I have no idea what WV means. I guess maybe that's a Morse code thing. Then it says pull throttle stick back to 0%. You will hear 2 short long from motor to confirm the lowest endpoint. Throttle calibration is done. Please recycle your battery to use the ESC and turn it off, turn it on again. Alright, so throttle's at max. I'm going to connect the battery. Okay, so as you heard, it made several beeping sounds that didn't say WV to me, and it did it immediately, not after 3 seconds. Now, more than 3 seconds have gone by. I'm going to set my throttle to 0. That is not dit-dit-da, or 2 dit-dit-das. And in fact, I am now slowly increasing the throttle. The motor is not turning. The throttle is at 25%. Now it's approaching 50%. Now I just pushed it back up to full. So anyway, I figured out how to actually get the motor to respond to throttle commands, and it actually involves 2 movements of the throttle stick from maximum down to minimum, then back to max, then back down to min. Let me demonstrate. Setting the throttle to maximum. Now I am connecting the battery. It will play an interesting little tune that doesn't sound like anything the instructions say. Now it goes quiet. The instructions say after 3 seconds it's supposed to beep. Well, that was about 3 seconds, no beeps. Now I'll set the throttle back to minimum. Now the throttle's at minimum, and it's not going to do anything else until I set the throttle back to max. Now I set it back to min. Alright, now the motor will actually respond to the throttle. It made all these beeps. I'm just keeping the throttle increasing. It made all these beeps. None of them sounded remotely like what the instruction booklet claimed it was going to do. And there's full throttle. So that's part of the problem. The instructions are worthless. They're not right at all. The other problem is I need to know how to get into programming mode for this thing. If I can get this thing to make some weird beeps, I have no idea what the settings are, so I can't set them. Biggest thing, braking. Okay, the motor's out. Alright, we're at about 50%. Throttle to 0. Notice how it jumps. That's because it's braking. This is a motor with a lot of inertia, so I really don't want braking on because I don't want that shock of suddenly slowing down a heavy thing going back into my craft. Nor would I want the shock of suddenly going to full throttle. Notice how it jumped back the other way. So I need to be able to change that. Now here's the real problem. Let's put the prop on. This is where the real fun starts. So I'm going to put the prop on. It goes on like that. This is the prop that came with this motor. I'll say that again because it's really important. This prop came in the box with this motor. Now I'm going to start increasing the throttle and watch what happens. So what happens is it won't spin. It tries to spin, and then it detects that it's not going anywhere, and gives up and emits a beep. And now it's completely unresponsive to throttle until I put the throttle back to 0. Gives me that beep, says, okay, I'm going to start paying attention again. The default values of the controller's timing are designed for a smaller system, smaller, faster motor with less inertia, less mass. This is a big motor. This is a big prop. So when this speed controller tries to start the motor up, the timing is so far ahead that the motor physically can't keep up. So it physically can't get spinning. And so it jiggles, and the speed controller detects that and gives up. So that's the biggest thing. I need to be able to set the programming so that it has a slower start, a slower timing, so that it will actually spin the motor. So I can fly with this thing. Because that ain't gonna do it. Thanks for watching.